Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tech Bubble. We're back with your hosts, Asir, as well as Shawad. And today we have another awesome guest with us. And we're quite over the moon about our guest today. His name is Ben, and he is a software engineering intern at the Canadian Space Agency.
So Ben, did you want to give us a little bit about background about yourself?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me on, guys. I think it's a really cool show. I saw some of the other episodes, and I think it's a great initiative. So yeah, definitely, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I am currently studying software engineering at Western University, going into a dual degree with Ivy Business School. So that's going to be a good time. Currently going to third year. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, so quite a ways to Western, but I decided to go because I thought the dual degree would be a nice experience. And I guess related to sort of the space theme, I guess, is that I'm very interested in space. I did a space-related project, stratospheric balloon project in high school, which sort of got me interested in that. And I've always sort of been interested in the tech side of things as well. Just coding, my own things on the side, doing some courses because I was always interested in learning it. Even for like projects in like grade 9, I remember like making like a timeline for my physics class of like all the different space launches. Very interesting to learn about the history of that kind of stuff. So I guess that's my background. Space, tech, problem solving, stuff like that. So I really enjoy that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you touched a little bit on this, but we know that you're super, super passionate about space. So, and I've also heard about something that you're involved with on campus at Western is Western UBT. So, do you mind telling us a bit about Western UBT and some of the work you've done for it so far?
Yeah, 100%. So I guess I'll just start by telling you what it is. It's a UBT actually stands for Undergraduate Balloon Team. So balloons are not like the little colorful balloons for kids. It's actually like a giant stratospheric balloon. So what it does is it goes up to an altitude of about 36 kilometers. It stays there for a few hours usually, and it carries a payload. And that payload is essentially a box with, let's say, electronics and sensors and stuff, and it records measurements, it performs operations, and that usually contributes to some sort of research project. So that's what the club is. I guess I got the inspiration to start it at Western because I participated in a NASA balloon launch in high school called NASA High Altitude Student Platform, and basically I found out about it through sort of a connection with our physics teacher, and I eventually ended up leading the team. And what we did was constructed a payload to compare thermophotovoltaic solar cells and regular photovoltaic solar cells. And we were the first high school team ever to be accepted. That was like super exciting for us. We were able to participate in teleconferences with the NASA organizing committee as well as other teams across the US. So an experience like that you really don't get in high school. And I thought, why are we missing out on that kind of experience in Western, right? Because there's barely any teams that do high altitude balloon launches in Canada. And I thought, it would be cool to bring it to Western and see how the community receives it. So far, it's been received quite well, and we've had some good success despite some obstacles that we've been facing. So we're currently participating in a Canadian Space Agency project called Stratus, and we're sort of working with an organization called SEDS, which I believe Asir, you're a web developer for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty cool organization. It's great introduction to the CSA and balloon launches in general. We have about 19 science and engineering students on the team. And yeah, it's been a good time.
Awesome. Yeah. Like it's really awesome to see you taking that initiative because as you mentioned, like before coming to Western, I didn't hear about like anything related to like balloon launches or anything as closely space related to something that you're doing. So it's really awesome to see that you're also taking initiative on that front and pushing for that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, switching gears a little bit, talking about, you mentioned you're interning at the Canadian Space Agency. I feel like me included, a lot of people have a lot of questions like, what do you do there? Because it's not like a common job internship that people have. So do you mind touching a little bit about what you do at that internship?
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely very unique, and I guess I didn't expect to even sort of have that on my radar at the beginning of university, let alone beginning of second year at all. So it's sort of just something that an opportunity that I just came across randomly, and I decided, this can be a very, cool, unique experience. And if there's any time I should just try and, jump into something I'm not as familiar with, it's now. Because although, the stratospheric balloon launch project sort of gave some good exposure to space missions, I didn't really know what it was like to actually work in an organization. So I thought, it would be a very cool experience. And it definitely has been. Tomorrow is actually my last day at the space agency. And for basically, like, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about the work. The main goal of my project is to work on designing and implementing a command and data handling system for CubeSats. So what a CubeSat is a small sort of nano satellite in a standardized form factor. I believe the first CubeSat was like developed in the 1990s by some institution in the States. But what a CubeSat is, like, the benefit of it is to provide sort of this very low cost, easy to design and construct platform for validation of new technologies, essentially. And what I'm trying to do with my coworker is basically design the command and data handling system for it, which is, instructions we send and then information we receive back to the ground. So it's communicating from a ground station to the satellite and then back to the ground station. So it's a lot more complex than it sounds, because there's a lot of little pieces that go into sort of space related technology that don't really go into, other areas of technology. It's like a lot more rigorous with testing and validation. So it's been a really good experience. And my day-to-day has just been researching, creating documentation, building the actual system. We get a lot of freedom with that kind of exploration and building and implementation. And it's been very rewarding so far.
That's cool to hear that you get a lot of freedom there, because I feel like if you have that freedom, like in any role that you're a part of, you're able to grow and like learn and explore new technologies and new avenues. So that's something that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Jawad mentioned, like, your role is something that's not really put into the, I guess, limelight when people look at tech internships. So yeah, it's really cool to see that you're involved with that. But something that me and Jawad were really curious about when we initially heard about like what you do in the Canadian Space Agency is like, what tech stack do you actually use at the Canadian Space Agency? And did you know any of it beforehand, or was everything basically on the job learning for you?
Yeah, it's a very good question. A lot of it was, I guess it's a mix of like on the job and stuff I sort of was familiar with before, because obviously the application of the software is something that was very, very new to me, because sort of the extent of the software that went into the balloon launches was very simple, Arduino scripts, and then you just have to like connect to a few sensors and stuff. That was actually lower level than what I'm working on right now, believe it or not. So basically, a lot of it when I was going in was very low level at the beginning, and I was very caught off guard, because although I sort of expected I might be able to, might have to work on hardware as part of the project, I didn't really expect, okay, like I'm going to start with C. I'm just going to like work on all that kind of stuff throughout the project. So there was a lot of learning that went into it at the beginning, and I was very luckily connected with the rest of the interns at CSA. We were able to set up our own Discord channel, which was very nice. So I was able to ask questions. We worked with each other on some of the code, and the NASA system that we selected for our command and data handling framework that we're using actually is based on C. So it ended up being a lot of C at the end of the day, but the ground system for that NASA program was Python. And then what we had to do was we decided, okay, we're going to translate this Python code to like Java code, and we're going to use it in another software. So it was sort of all over the place. It was sort of nice to be able to dabble in all those different technologies, and but I wouldn't really say it was a full, let's say, multi-tool tech stack like you would expect at some other tech jobs, because it was very much, okay, like we're going to build this one system in Java, and it's just going to be like an application. You click on it, it works, right? It's not going to be like connecting to the web and servers and all that kind of stuff yet. But when it's actually deployed, other interns like that I know at the CSA right now are working on like deploying that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff to do, so you can't really do everything essentially. That's basically the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I gotta say, a lot of people complain, okay, the stuff I learned in school is not that applicable to what you do on the job. But I gotta say, a lot of stuff we learned in school was very applicable, just because it was very, it was very heavily based on like Java and building applications with Swing and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I guess I got to experience every side of what you can expect, like the low level to high level, and it was very rewarding that way as well. No complaints there.
Yeah, that's really unique to hear, because a lot of the tech jobs that I hear about nowadays, like literally the first language I hear is JavaScript. And it's nice to hear they're using like Java or Python, which is quite going against the grain, but in a good way for you, obviously. So I think that's a unique perspective that I don't think we've heard so far on this show. So that's really awesome to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can understand the JavaScript, sort of the prevalence of JavaScript in,
Yeah.
in tech jobs. Luckily, we didn't develop any web apps this time. So, but somebody else I knew, like their entire job was like developing a web app and like making it work with some other software. So that's something that we might, I didn't mention, but I'm returning part-time next semester. So, the possibilities are endless for where we can go. We're still sort of deciding, and that might be part of it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just to add on to what Asir was saying, is it's kind of like, at least at like Waterloo where I attend, we learn C++ and like C like a little bit, and I've never used that in like any of my jobs. So it's like really cool to hear that like you're using C at your workplace, because then like you're directly applying what you're learning in school to the job place, to the workplace, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just to add on to that really quick is they did send us some hardware. So although we weren't at the CSA like headquarters and we didn't work in the labs, they still mailed us some hardware. We still got to work on it a little bit. FPGAs, microcontrollers, and that does require some lower level like languages, even like VHDL and stuff like that. So not just limited to those higher level languages, definitely. Yeah.
Sure. Like you touched on this a little bit like earlier, but how did you go about like landing the internship at the Canadian Space Agency?
Yeah, sure. Well, I know a lot of people that work in tech jobs have something profound to say about networking, but I don't think the networking I did, related to space jobs and space projects, really contributed directly to the recruiting process. But it definitely helped, and I'll explain it. I believe CSA only hires through like registered co-op programs. So if you're part of a co-op program, you'll have access to the posting. But if you're not part of any co-op program, I don't think you can get directly hired to the CSA as a student. So I applied through Western's co-op program. I submitted a cover letter, resume, and something I want to emphasize, I guess, is like, I of course don't know this for sure. I didn't ask my supervisor about this or anything, but I don't think they really do focus on, your technical skills as much as they focus on your passion for space, and how much you're interested in the project. Do you want to continue doing projects like this in the future? And do you have those minimum sort of skills for the job, which of course is important, but they definitely, I think, look at how interested you are first and foremost. But I did, of course, network with some people naturally, as sort of one of the founders of Western UBT. So I was able to, talk to many grad students, and they know some people at the CSA, talk to professors, very high profile people at Western as well, that worked at the CSA, worked at NASA JPL, on very, very cool rover projects, unbelievable projects at these organizations. And, it's been a real privilege to meet those people. But I think that's sort of the attitude you should go into networking. If you're like going into the space industry, if you wanted to enter the space industry, like I'll start by saying it's very difficult if you're not a US citizen, because NASA doesn't hire often from Canada, and they only hire from Canada if it's through some other organization or if it's like a contract position, which is pretty rare. Even companies like SpaceX, they can't hire from Canada in many cases by law, but they might hire for some contract positions. So if you're not a US citizen, it's difficult. But the best thing you can do at this point is network with people, is talk to people, and they might be able to even refer you to these kinds of positions for contract positions and so on. So it's a very valuable thing to begin with. And, you know, who doesn't want to learn more about what other people do in the space industry? It's very interesting stuff.
For sure, yeah, that's a common theme throughout all our talks is like networking is important just to knowing people as well as just finding out what they're doing and like how their job is like at the company that they're working at. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So I think we'll ask one last question before moving to the second part of our segment, if that's okay with you as well, Jawad.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome. So I guess our last question, just to wrap it up, is so what are some, apart from what you do at your job, what are some uses of technology that are currently in the space industry that exist at the moment, or something that you're interested in for the potential future? So something either that you're interested in like at this current time or in the future.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and something that's very difficult to answer. This is a topic like I discussed with my mentor at the CSA. You know, she was talking about some current technologies and future technologies, and we always hear about that in information sessions at the CSA as interns. They tell us about all the exciting stuff coming up with space, and the CSA is a leader in robotics. Specifically. So CSA contributes a lot to robotics in space missions and collaborates with NASA, you know, European Space Agency and so on, and other small companies. But at a higher level, I guess, on a more global scale, the interesting technology to do with space, I'd say would come out of you know, greater privatization, commercialization of space technology, because that provides a cheaper platform for launching missions and for validating technology, like I mentioned earlier with CubeSat. I was even just messaging somebody on LinkedIn like yesterday or 2 days ago about Starlink. SpaceX is sort of a project that they've already started, and they're continuing to provide internet access around the world. So things like that are very, very interesting. That's more on the commercialization side of things. That's absolutely fascinating stuff. On more of the exploration side of things, I would definitely say that you know, stuff like Lunar Gateway is something I'm personally very excited about. That's going to be sort of what many people think is going to be like the jumping off point to Mars. So that's going to also lead, I believe, to NASA's Artemis mission to the moon, I believe 2024. So very interesting stuff coming up in the next few years. So technology and space, obviously technology plays a huge role in space. But I think the point of this privatization and commercialization is that it's easier to test these newer cutting edge technologies in space than it was before. Because before you had to land, you know, some government contract, and it's been very difficult because it has to go through rigorous testing and it has to adhere to these standards, and you have to work with the government. It's very slow, it's very expensive. But nowadays, with all these small companies emerging and, you know, companies such as SpaceX, you know, Blue Origin, it's becoming easier to just, you know, fail. You know, it's becoming easier to just to test new technologies and fail. So I think that's the intersection. I think we're going to see a lot more experimentation, a lot more risk taking in the future, and I think it's a very exciting time that we're living in for space.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds super exciting, because I've read a lot of articles about like SpaceX and Blue Origin, but as you said, like it's really cool to see like the trend of how companies are now allowed to fail, because at the beginning it was like, oh no, if you fail, like, oh, like you're bad, like stop, don't do that. That's basically.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if you fail, it's encouraged in like a really good way. It's like, keep failing until you succeed. And it's really awesome to see that sort of idea within the space industry, because SpaceX has made a lot of moves, and it's really awesome to see us pushing forward as a civilization. So
and you know, like SpaceX on multiple occasions was, you know, maybe one launch away from failing. And they were hanging by a thread. So it's really interesting to see where the future takes us in that sense.
For sure. All right, awesome. So I think we're done for our question segment. And we'll quickly jump into our gaming segment now.
Cool. I like gaming.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our gaming segment. So let's jump right into it. Start game. Really cool.
So wait, I have to choose a word and then just like draw it?
Exactly, yep.
Okay, perfect.
Choose the word and draw it like the best you can.
Okay.
Flower?
No. Okay, wait. How do I do this? Let's see.
Oh, present?
Close. Nice.
You sing it out loud. Yo, thank you for singing it out loud. I appreciate it.
You're slacking. See, I got it first this time.
I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's
Oh.
pretty close.
It's a pretty good one.
What?
Oh, oh no, wait, that's too many words, too many letters.
Raindrop. Okay, I don't know what's close to raindrop, but like 7 letters.
It's something to do with rain, but like I physically can't draw anything else.
Lightning. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Oops. Wait, this is supposed to be a different color.
Wait, what?
No, it's not lightning. You already guessed that.
Oh, what?
What? What? Oh, what?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, nice. Good job.
Wait, why did it show my guess?
No, it didn't. That's not the right one.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay. You know what?
Right?
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, it's your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give him a neutral face. I don't know if the person wears the hat or not, but why are you thumbsing me down, man? Oh, this didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but okay.
No, that's not right.
How is it not cleaning?
No, it's
Let's go.
Oh no.
Ben slacking.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna step it up a little bit here. I'm gonna dislike that.
Yeah, you tell. Yo, we can also vote kick us here out as well.
Yes.
Please don't. Like that's
You know.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's like stuff on the floor here.
Oh. Is it this? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
Wait, why did you get 250 points? Oh, that's me. Never mind. I'm here.
Okay. Here. Okay. Let's do. What does that even mean? Okay. Let's do this.
Oh, that's not even.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Yes.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, what you've been practicing, eh?
Yeah.
I already
usually in last place.
Okay. No. That's too many letters. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, what? Oh, you got it right? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, I want to choose this one, but I don't know if you guys play this game. Okay.
Oh, I guess you pressed. Wait, did I also get points for that? Yeah, I did get points.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Give him a solid thumbs down.
Yo, stop.
Yeah. You know what? I'll support you on this one.
Hey, let's go.
What is that supposed to be?
It's like this is supposed to be an apple that I'm drawing, but
Minecraft?
no, this is not Minecraft.
It's the right number of letters?
It can be fruit ninja.
Is it a tomato or an apple?
It's an apple. But that shouldn't affect the answer. It's like this thingy over here.
Wait, what? Yeah.
You said it was a game, so I got thrown off. I was
No,
wait,
yeah,
what game is this?
A game.
Yeah.
The other option was Creeper from Minecraft, but I don't know if
Okay. Let's choose. Do I have like a time limit?
yeah, it's in the top left.
Okay. Yeah, you got it already?
Yeah.
Oh no, serious cheating.
No,
Wow.
I don't think Jawad is gonna get this, so I'm not gonna lie.
Is it like a Pokemon, like Jigglypuff or something?
I mean, you're on the right track. I guess.
No, it's like a video game guy. It's like Nintendo or whatever.
There's no way. There's no way I'm getting this one. This is where I fall off.
It's from Super Smash.
Oh, I thought you got it right already.
Yeah, there's no way I was getting that one.
Oh, sorry. I thought you got it right already. That's too bad.
Alright, this one is quite an easy one.
Oh.
Hey, let's go.
No, wait. There's no way you got that. Like, I didn't draw
What?
anything. What? There was.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it makes sense.
You already guessed star. I already guessed tree at the beginning.
Oh, Joe, that's the wrong way.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Gotta take.
It was like compass.
I was like, wait, how do I draw this?
I was like, how many letters again? Okay.
I gotta get this one to win.
No, too few.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's make this mess.
What is this? Let's go.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
I like it.
Oh my god, you won by
No.
15 points.
That was like one more question away from winning.
That was fun.
GG.
GG.
I was very slow at the beginning. Yeah.
I've been on a losing streak.
I was like, how do you draw again? How do you type?
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was all for our gaming segment. Again, thank you, Ben, for coming on the show. It was super, super fun. Yeah, before we sign off, do you have any final remarks for our audience, whether it be looking to get into the space industry or anything tech related? Yeah,
I mean, I definitely say on the space industry side of things, be interested in it. Otherwise, you're probably not going to have a good time. I personally think it's a very transcendent path because there's nothing, cooler than exploring something, humans don't know about yet. And there's no cooler job than being an astronaut as well. So yeah, so I definitely be passionate about it, be interested in tech. That's the second part of it. Also talk to people that are interested in space because you're going to learn a lot from them. There's so much that even the director of NASA, doesn't know as much as you think he knows, you know what I mean? Because there's so much that's being done with space nowadays. Again, I guess reach out to me if you have any questions on LinkedIn about space, because I could probably even connect you with the right people to talk to. I really appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll be dropping all of Ben's links, like his LinkedIn, in the description. So feel free to, as he said, just hit him up if you have any space questions. And yeah, that's all for today. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all on our next episode. Take care.